let's scooch up.
Okay.
Let's scooch on up. Scooch on up. There we go. Scooch on up, AJ.
Get my Saints.
Scooch on up, AJ.
Why can't we just talk about business without talking about the Saints all the time? That's the real question.
Hey guys, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I am so happy to be back. It's your girl Krystal. If you are new to my channel, listen, I am a radio personality, an entrepreneur, and I love to help other entrepreneurs do their thing. Or anybody that wants to start a business. Maybe it's a side hustle. Maybe it's, you know, not full-time.
Maybe it's a side hustle that you want to turn into a full-time business.
Maybe it is. And so I wanted to bring some of my favorite entrepreneurs on my channel to help you, to help you be successful in your business. Or if you've been thinking about starting a business, I want to bring these people on to help you know what those first steps are. And there are going to be lots of different kind of entrepreneurs, and the first one that I want to is somebody who has changed my life. This man has literally changed my life. He is a marketing guru, a growth strategist, a growth hacker. He's literally taken my business from snail to we running now. Girl, bless God. This is AJ Joyner.
Thank you for having me. What's up, people?
Yay, AJ! So first, tell everybody what you do.
So I am a person, I like to bring people's ideas to life.
Okay.
And then once I help them get them out of their heads, I like to get them from idea to customer number one.
Okay.
And then once we create a strategy for that, take that customer number one and multiply that.
Okay.
So there are a lot of different hats that I wear, but I think that's primarily where my sweet spot is.
Okay. So before I even get into helping people, how do you even start doing something like that? If somebody want to do marketing, how do you even start becoming I take people from idea to...
So it's definitely, at least my path was definitely not straight.
Okay.
Right. And again, I'm gonna try to make this short. But
take your time.
But okay.
Take your
Well,
time,
so first
Pastor.
of all, I'm 45 years old.
Oh,
right?
you put it all out there.
Yeah. So I started sort of by accident doing something that I enjoy.
Okay.
Right. So I enjoyed writing, and I literally in 1996 or 7, when email was in its infancy, I would send out. I had the thought I love to write, and I want people to read it. So I put all of my friends into an email, all of them in the email, and I sent out a funny story about going out to the club. It was about maybe 20 or 30 people. And what happened is they started replying back and forth to each other. And I was like, wait, okay, the next time I put them in the blind copy. But what happened is that started to grow. So it went from 25 to 50 to 100 to whatever. And then that kind of sparked people, business owners reaching out to me. Hey, I've been reading your emails, and now it's about 1,000 people. So business owners hey, I've been reading your emails. You're pretty funny. Why don't you do something at my restaurant? And that was a very early form of email marketing when it didn't really exist.
Okay.
It was also an early form of blogging when it didn't exist, right? So in doing that, I understood eyeballs. And what I mean by that is when people pay attention to your message, you can turn that into money very quickly, right?
Okay.
So again, that's kind of the backstory or the hero's journey of how it started.
Okay.
And from there, I'm just a very curious person. So I would immerse myself into books about growth. Again,
Growth, you mean marketing?
Marketing
okay.
and strategy, right? So how can I take this thing that I'm doing and turn it into real money?
Okay.
But at the same time, I had a career in IT. So I understood the technical side of it.
Okay.
So I have my creative side where I was a writer. Then I have my social side where I love to get people together.
Okay.
And then I had that side. So it was kind of like this perfect little mixture. And I'm an artist and I paint and I draw and all that. So I would sell my stuff. So
you was doing a lot, AJ.
I was doing a lot, like I am now, right?
Okay.
But it was a perfect, excuse me, it was a perfect mix of skills. And then being curious, I started to really dive into the why behind it. Why do people respond to things this way? Are there tools that I can use to add gasoline on this fire, right? And that's literally how it started.
Wow.
So,
okay, so now, how many years you been doing it?
Oh Jesus, 96. What is this? 2019. 23 years.
23 years.
23 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you have a lot of clients, right?
Yeah.
So we got people that have t-shirt brands.
Yes. So
we have authors.
I have authors. I have actors. I have politicians.
Okay.
I have a dancer.
Okay.
I have you name it. I mean, again, radio personalities, of course.
Right.
I have educators.
Which we are at the radio station.
Yeah, we're at the radio station now.
Okay, we're multitasking because it's the top of the year, and I know that you need some help in your business. And so, if you are starting a t-shirt business, trying to write a book or any of that, what's the first steps that you would tell them, AJ? Like, what's the best thing you should do to start?
So I think the first thing is understanding who the person is that you're trying to reach.
Okay.
And again, that varies a little bit, but I think once you understand that, then you can more clearly understand how to target that person.
Okay.
Right? So if I'm starting a t-shirt business, I may have an idea, which could be a good idea or it could not be a good idea, right? But I need to understand who's the first person that's gonna swipe their credit card.
Okay.
Right?
And not your friends or your cousin.
Your friends, family, cousins. Here's something I say about that. Your people always put the meme up like, why you don't support your friends and family, blah, blah, blah. Your friends and family aren't really your customers, right? They'll support you in the beginning, but you can't expect friends and family to be like the business, right?
Okay.
So you have to understand who is that person outside of that person.
Okay.
And then there are very strategic ways that you can get more of those people. Okay. Right? So that, again, that's writing a book, that is t-shirts, that is a salon, that is, whatever it is that you want. You have to understand where the money's going to come from and who are the people that have that money. Okay,
so number one is figure out who your customer is, who's going to be spending money.
Correct.
So let's say it's t-shirts, because obviously on my channel, a lot of people, they want to start t-shirt brands, have already started, maybe struggling in the area of marketing.
Sure.
Because marketing is very important. How do they get more followers? How do they get people to buy? How do they get the word out there?
So there are, first you have to make some decisions, right? Do you have more time or do you have more money, right? If you have more time, you can take your time and grow it. And it's a long haul. People like to see this overnight thing, but it doesn't work like that. If you have money, and it can be a little money, like as little as $5 or $10 if you understand it and you're willing to risk it, you can do paid advertising. Okay. Now, the beauty about paid advertising is you can take $5 to reach 500 people, right? And then hopefully you'll convert a small piece of that 500 people into customers.
Now, people always tell me though, like, I tried to do a Facebook ad and it didn't work and I ain't getting no customers, Krystal Lee, and you always telling me. So,
okay. So let's talk about that. Now, when you run Facebook ads, I don't want to get super nerdy, but you have to have some sort of a plan in place, right? The default thought of people running Facebook ads is, I'm going to run a Facebook ad to my store, right? Now, here's what, there's a better way to do it, number one. But think about yourself as a person that's going to buy something, right? You typically buy based on familiarity. Is it solving a problem? Right. Are other people doing it? Because human beings are very social. We do what people like us do, right? So strategically what you can do, and I'm going to take a two-pronged approach at this. Strategically, number one, get your friends and family involved. Okay. Right? Because the people that are out there may not know that that's your friends and family. Get testimonials from those people and put them on your social media. Okay. That's called social proof, right? And what that means is, it's the Yelp effect. When I go to Yelp, I'm like, okay, this restaurant has really good reviews.
It sounds good,
right? There are people like that look like me in there, or that have my kind of taste. So that's what you can do to kind of preset or give yourself an advantage, right? So when people go to your site, you want to see, or if I go to Girl Plus God's Instagram, I want to see other girls wearing Girl Plus God, and I want them to be my kind of girl, right? If I'm you understand what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying.
Not my kind of girl. My kind of girl's wife.
I get what you're saying.
But you want people like you there. So number one, that's what you want to do prior. Or you can do, be strategic about it. Can you give 5 things away? Okay. Hey, Krystal Lee, I want your feedback on this. Try this shirt on. What do you think about it? get some lifestyle images, right? Stock images work, lifestyle images work times 10, right? And that's specifically.
So what's lifestyle though? For people who are like, how do I do that?
I want, very easy. I mean, actually, you have a phone now, right?
Yeah,
Everybody has an iPhone, right? Or Android, which is actually better. Anyway, but you know, have 5 of your friends, or if it's t-shirts, and do a mock photo shoot, right? Now you can also go to a site called Fiverr, I'm sure everyone's heard of it by now, and have them edit the pictures after you take them, right? So you guys get your friends together, we're in Atlanta right now, so if you go downtown Atlanta, find some picturesque locations and do a photo shoot, an impromptu photo shoot. And those are the pictures that you use on the site to sell. And those are also the pictures that you use on the social media. That's the second form of social proof. Other people are wearing it, right? So you got people talking about it, you got people wearing it. Now, the third piece of this, and this is a little more technical, but you probably want to put what's called a landing page and an incentivized offer before they get to your actual site. And here's how that works.
Yeah.
Right? I want to go
get deep. So
yeah, this goes a little bit deeper. You can actually go to leadpages.com, clickfunnels.com, instapage.com. There are a lot of landing page softwares out there. But you want to create an offer that if someone were coming to your site for the first time, that would justify them giving you their email address. Now, this is very different than a pop-up box, because a lot of times when I say that, people are like, well, AJ, I already got a pop-up box on my page. This is totally different, right? The difference is when I go to a website, there's a lot of things going on, right? You got navigation, you got pictures, you got, you got pop-ups,
sales,
you got sales, you got footers, and you got
kind of
about
stuff.
us, and you got your bio, you got people's attention spans are now officially shorter than a goldfish, and I know that people have been talking about that now. What a landing page is, it's a very specific page with one option. The only option you have on that page, well, actually you have multiple options, but there's only one call to action, and that call to action is sign up here for this, right? It could be a free download, it could be a free 40% discount, it could be whatever, but when that person signs in, now that person goes from a casual visitor to someone in what's called your sales funnel, right? Now they're on your email list, and here's another distinction that I like to make. Interaction happens on social media. Transactions, repeat transactions happen in email, right? Once you get that person's email, and we can talk about this based on what we did with Joy Plus God. When a person gives you their email address, whether it's through a purchase, through a landing page, which is a squeeze page, now you have that person for the long haul. Yes. Right? Now that person becomes a repeat customer. You're not supposed to be waving over. I'm not supposed to wave at people. Sorry. They just walked by and I was like, hey.
We are multitasking at the radio station.
Right. Yes. So now that person becomes a repeat or a potential repeat buyer, right? So now you have someone who has gone from a casual person to someone who has actually given you permission to market to them because they chose to sign up. That's very important. And you can do that in almost any business. Yes. And I'll give you another example that we did. Well, we did it in a political campaign that I worked on. People gave us their email address in exchange for early access to potential or future events. Okay. Right? You sign up here, you get on the guest list for this event. Right? Now you have that person's email, and if you're a politician, you want to communicate with that person over and over and over. Right?
And I always like to say, you know, some people get so stuck on Instagram, and that's the only channel they use, or they get stuck on Facebook, and that's the only thing that they use. Well, what if Instagram and Facebook just shut down?
They go away.
And it's just done. Just like MySpace or anything else. What happens if we don't have them anymore? Those emails, like they're gonna be with you for life.
And people don't. I was talking about landing pages.
Landing pages.
Between landing pages and websites.
Camera died, guys.
Oh,
we back in it. We back in the game. Okay.
So we bringing it to them raw.
This is literally at the radio station. Grab AJ. AJ is on the Willie Moore Jr. Show, which is the radio show that I co-host. He comes on every other Monday giving us marketing tips, and I was like, AJ, I need you on my channel ASAP because I gotta help everybody who is trying to start their business, who just has a dream, feel like they got a purpose and they got to jump out there and do it. And I know AJ is the perfect person for that. So that is why we doing this right now. Raw and uncut.
We coming with it.
AJ has already talked about funnels, which are very important, right? Because it's not just kind of a, what is that, cold when you go to somebody's website?
It's cold traffic. It's
cold traffic.
Between cold and warm traffic.
Okay.
And I think what we were talking about is taking them from, everybody wants to go run traffic from Facebook ads directly to their website. But the better way to go would be to run them through a landing page, which adds them to your email list. Then you can redirect them to your website.
Okay, so what's like an example, just to kind of break it down? Girl plus guy, right? Here's my t-shirt. I want to get people to buy this.
Sure.
What do I do?
Okay, so the first thing I would do is figure out what is an item that I can give them as an incentive to sign up for my email list.
Okay.
Right? With some clients, I've done things like keychains. Okay. Right? Because you can create a keychain very cheap.
Okay.
Right? So I would get a Girl Plus Guide keychain and say, hey ladies, click over here and download, sign up and get my free keychain mailed to you if you just sign up over here.
Okay.
Right? Now for you as a customer, it's called the customer acquisition cost.
Okay.
So you may pay 49 cents per keychain, right? Now I don't want to talk about the free shipping stuff, that's a little more advanced, but I would pay 49 cents to get them to join my email list, because ultimately there's a cost that people spend. So out of every 10 people, if one person buys a t-shirt and you paid $4.90 for 10 people, now you have 1 out of 10. Now all of a sudden you have every person that buys a t-shirt, you've covered your cost for so many keychains. Okay. Right? Okay. So again, that's getting people onto your email list, and now you can target them over and over on your email list with all the different specials like we've planned for the year. Okay. Right? So think of an incentive. What can you give people in exchange for them signing up for your email list? And I think that's where it starts. Okay. Okay.
So for people who just starting out, struggling with sales, sure, about to give up or already gave up, yes, what are your top, here you go, tips? This man charged a lot of money for this. So I'm literally, and we're gonna talk about how you can get in touch with him to sign up for what he has going on, but what are your tips for them, wherever they are right now? Maybe they're struggling with just getting there, right? Just getting the sales.
So here's where I would start, and here's where I advise people who are just starting out to go. And believe it or not, it is not going to open up something right away. Okay. I call this my growth circle, and here's how that works. So imagine there's a circle in front of you, right? It's north, south, east, and west, okay? You're in the middle as someone who wants to start something, right? The first thing I would do is I would learn as much as I could about that particular thing before I spent any money doing it. Okay. Right? So where do you learn about something? So I want to start a t-shirt business. How do I get information about t-shirt businesses? Where would be the first place you would go? If you're just starting, you're like, okay, I want to start a t-shirt business.
Where would I get information about t-shirt businesses? Yes. I personally researched other companies that were like what I wanted to start. Okay. Other brands that I liked. So I looked at Instagram, Facebook. If they had brick and mortar stores, I went to the store. Sure. And yeah, just different websites and things, trying to research.
And that's called education-based training, right? So you want to educate yourself about the market. Do all those that she said, but here's another place you go. Bloggers. I would go find t-shirt bloggers. I would do a search for t-shirt bloggers in parentheses, and I would just read. I would sign up and find out who those people are, follow those people on social media. Because if they're taking the time out to write a blog about t-shirts, that means they understand the business, right? Okay. So I would start with the bloggers. Okay. Why bloggers? Because it's free. Okay. So the first thing you do is you start to follow the bloggers who are doing it, follow their Instagram, because they're going to share more and more information, and chances are they follow other bloggers because that's who they learn from, right? Now, once you start following those bloggers, they're going to do things like this. They're going to recommend, hey, we're having this meetup over here, right, with other t-shirt business owners, right? So now you go from a casual person who has an idea to a person who's starting to learn about the actual business. Now your personal value actually goes up then, because now you've gone from casual to actually being able to speak the vernacular, right? So I would start with the blogs, and then I would move over to podcasts, right? how to start a t-shirt business. I would go to the Apple Podcast, I would go to Stitcher Podcast, I would go to any other podcast platform, and I would search t-shirt business. Online t-shirts. I would do a search for online. Then I would follow podcasters.
Okay.
Because they're going to do things like recommend books. They're going to interview other t-shirt business owners or other business owners. So now you're starting to have this curve of knowledge that you're acquiring for free. Now you know when you start, okay, wow, I can just go, you know, they're going to tell you things like Shopify and all these other places. And now you can actually go and start and not be at ground zero.
Right.
You save your money by preparing yourself psychologically and mentally because now you're learning the language, right? Then I would go from that and I would go to a workshop or a seminar and pay some money for it.
So invest.
Invest in your knowledge first and then in the actual acquisition of the tools and tactics. Okay. Right? Now, you can do like me. When I started, I just dove in.
Me too. And but I tell people that on my channel because what I don't want to happen is for you to be researching for 10 years. For you to be like, I'm going to start this year. 2019 is my year. And then it's like, man, I didn't do it. 2020 is my year. It's like, I just be like, I want you to go because I don't want you to get stuck and never do anything.
And here's another thing to keep in mind. Done is better than perfect, right? One thing that I've learned by diving in, and I'm sure you have as well, is you learn what not to do very quickly.
Right, yes.
Right? Because you're like, oh, crap, that didn't work. I can cuss. Crap, that didn't work. Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that did. So you know what I mean?
Right.
But a lot of times, what will happen is people will dive in and not figure it out, and then they quit. Right? Now there has to be a combination of diving in and then having the ability to push through when stuff doesn't work. Okay. So I think if you dive in and you read the blogs, and then you listen to the podcast, and then you get the audiobooks, and then you go to, do it all, right? But move forward. Like take the action step, learn, take the next action step, learn, make your first dollar. Okay, do an assessment of yourself. What worked, what didn't work, right? When we did our Girl Plus God thing, after it was over, we were like, okay, we can't do that no more. We got to do this time. Right. We did an assessment. And we're like, okay, this is the way forward, right? And it's never gonna be perfect. It's literally never gonna be perfect. Never. Right?
Never.
So
and I'm queen perfectionist, and I be like,
right, but you just gotta go.
Yes.
So
okay, so research. Invest. Okay, then are we ready?
Surround yourself with the right people.
Okay.
Then there's a mindset piece as well.
Okay.
The mindset of, and you hear the motivational speeches and all that kind of stuff, but there has to be a certain mindset of just going, even if you don't know. And then another mindset of picking yourself up when it doesn't work and trying something different. Right. Because you will have people, like you said, I tried Facebook ads and it didn't work.
It didn't work. I'm done. I'm not doing this no more.
Right. I'm going back to my job that I hate. Right. Right. So, and I think those are like primarily, that's how you get started. Right. And at that point, it's just refining.
Right. So you help entrepreneurs level up. You help people write books. How do people
start podcasts,
invest in their sales, you know, in their business with you?
So the easiest thing for me is if you just follow me on Instagram at AJJOINER. That's the easiest way to reach me. And if you want to start a t-shirt business, Krystal and I have something coming up to help you get started. Literally to help you. We'll have a done for you option. We're going to have some training options, like the whole nine. As a matter of fact, Krystal probably has 6 brands that she's already created that she's going to just figure out a way to get you guys fully done brands. Okay, that's another thing. But yeah, for me, I'm easy. I'm on Instagram. I reply to everybody. Either I do or my assistant does. She's real good about that. And I want to help everybody, for real.
He does.
So don't, you know, as long, but here's my thing. You have to be willing to invest in yourself as well. Time first, of course, money, and then mindset growth, right? And I judge people by what they read too. So you gotta, that's just how, because I read a lot, right?
Yes.
So.
But thank you, AJ. I appreciate you being the first to kick off this series. I'm sure you're gonna be back on here a lot, especially when we launch our t-shirt stuff. And you know, I'm sure more people have questions about marketing. Drop your questions below. Yes. If you have any for AJ or questions that you have for me, give this video a thumbs up. Put your thumbs up, AJ.
Thumbs up.
For more of these, we have so many entrepreneurs on the way. So much great stuff for you. 2019, we in there, AJ.
Let's do it, Krystal. 2019,
we 2019. We're going in. Thank you guys. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe.
Who that, by the way? Who that?
I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.